No other character in Australia's literary history is quite like him. He's the quintessential lovable larrikin and the most famous koala to ever nibble a gum leaf, Blinky Bill. It's a wonder then that it's taken so long for Blinky to make his big screen appearance. But at long last, Blinky Bill the koala is about to become Blinky Bill, international movie star. It's ironic in a way that this most Australian of heroes was created by a New Zealander. Dorothy Wall was, by all accounts, a uniquely gifted woman of her times. She moved from her native Wellington to Sydney at the start of World War I, aged just 20 years old. She married shortly afterwards. 1937 saw Blinky Bill and Nutsy, and the patriotic Blinky Bill Joins the Army was published in 1940. Dorothy herself recognised that Blinky belonged on the big screen. She wrote copiously to the US and UK studios, seeking to interest them in Blinky. She even changed the way she drew Blinky to make his screen debut more likely. Sadly, she died in 1942 after a short illness, and with her dreams for Blinky's screen career, only to be revived over 50 years later by Australia's most renowned animated filmmaker, Yoram Gross. Yoram's award-winning Yoram Gross brings not only his own interpretation of Blinky Bill, but also transports him into the 90s.
And Blinky Bill's 50 years old, and a lot has changed in 50 years. The humour is different, and the kids are different, the costumes are different, mums are a little bit different, though not much. Things that are funny 50 years ago are still funny now, but sometimes they're not.
In my opinion, the Blinky Bill is probably the best picture I have done till now.
In the original, Blinky is a pretty tough character. He does some dreadful things which are funny to read, but not funny to see. He kicks people, and he pinches them, and he causes disaster.
It is probably number 15. 15 full-length features I have done. Yes, all for children.
One of the hallmarks of Yoram Gross's films is the unique combination of animation over real-life backgrounds. Locations were painstakingly researched, especially for the construction of the bush animals village. Scale homes were made as the background for the animated action. Director of photography Frank Hammond has been working with Yoram Gross since Dot and the Kangaroo in 1969.
The Blinky Bill film is a lot different than Dot and the Kangaroo because we have live sets. It's quite exciting because when the bulldozers come in to smash the set down, while we're filming that, we're imagining all the little critters running and scampering, and you have to imagine it in your mind while you're shooting it. And there's actually nothing in your frame. So when you're doing a pan or a camera movement, you have to imagine all the little creatures. We did one shot yesterday where we had Blinky Bill climbing up the stairs into his treehouse. Of course, Blinky Bill's not there yet. He gets put in later. It's quite nice. You find yourself giggling to yourself while you're shooting this imaginary character. You're shooting nothing. There's nothing there. It's good fun. I like it.
Art director Ray Nowland.
I was approached with a project by Yoram to design for him through the traditional method of either cartoon backgrounds or he was just going to use trees to do it. And I was sitting out here. I just moved to the country and I'm looking at my neighbours. And my neighbours have got round tree homes. They fit into the environment. They're rock and they're very natural out here. They build their own homes. Most of them build their own homes. And I was sitting here thinking there'd be no trouble. I've got drawings in front of me. I'm looking at my drawings and I'm looking at their houses and I'm thinking these people can build this.
Ray has done a magnificent job, as you have seen. And we are happy. I hope the animated cartoon that we are doing, our koalas will be happy as well. but it is brilliant, as you see, because it's blended so nicely with the bush. You don't see that it's artificially done. It looks like really done by animals. If the animals will be doing this kind of houses, I am sure they will be doing exactly as Ray has done.
Head of construction, Kevin Carroll.
Well, originally Ray came and saw me and asked me if I could supply the labour from the local people, and I said I thought we could. And after a couple of plans that Ray drew up, we got down here and started to put things in together, you know, and using all of the natural stuff that we could find in the bush around here, and that's how it came together. And we dragged a few logs in with the tractors and dug the creek out manually, as you can see, and it all came together pretty well.
Today probably is the sad day of shooting, because we are destroying the homes of koalas. They have been so beautifully built that it's a pity to destroy, but we have to. This is the script.
The destruction of the bush animals' village by illegal loggers early in the film is a powerful and dramatic moment that highlights the technique of combining animation and live action.
Emergency! Emergency! Everybody out! Out! Out!
The movie of Blinky Bill actually began several years before the first frame of film was shot, with the development of the story. Co-writer John Palmer.
The three of us, the three writers, Yoram and me and Leonard, got together and worked out a basic outline of what should happen. And then we all went away and worked on it separately. Then we came together and sorted out the actual script.
Once the story is finalised, the voices of the characters are recorded. Australian character actors Keith Scott and Robin Moore, between them, provide the unique voices of Flap, Splodge, Blinky, Wombo, Nutsy and the rest of the bush animals. At this stage, the animators step in to commence the enormous task of bringing the story to life. Over 70 animators laboured for over 2 years to bring Blinky Bill to the screen. The first step is to draw a storyboard for each of the 2,000 scenes in the movie. Each of these folders contains just one scene, which in itself could consist of 200 to 400 drawings per scene. The animators now draw the characters in black and white at the start and finish of each scene. They're then passed on to the assistant animators called in-betweeners, who fill in all the pictures that go in between. All the pictures that make up a scene are then filmed one at a time, then played back for the director, Yoram. This is called the line test, used to check that the expressions, movements and motions are all correct. If the scene gets the nod, then the pencil drawings are traced onto a celluloid transparency, known as cells for short. The painters step in at this point and bring the cells to life, filling in the colours on the reverse of each cell. The final stage, called rendering, involves adding fine detail by hand, such as shading or airbrushing. The end result is pure magic. One of the characters in a scene are laid onto the table and filmed against a moving background using special equipment, known as an aerial image projector. Sometimes, for a variety of reasons, live-action footage can't be used. In these instances, the background could be a blown-up photograph. Sometimes the background is painstakingly drawn, stroke by stroke, by an artist. In some instances, a perfect scale model needs to be made. Robert used to work as a set designer for the Chinese opera, and his outstanding professionalism can be seen in his models of the sawmill, right down to the logs and corrugated iron roofs and the lamps that light it at night. Models were the perfect way of depicting scenes like the inside of Blinky's house and the school too.
Purple kangaroo! Toss them at the door! Woo! Wombat in the
There's something else that we incorporated that is very important for today's children, and that's music. The kids are surrounded by music. There's music video clips on telly. There's music everywhere. There's music in children's films. And so, of course, we had to have music in Blinky Bill. In the original book, he doesn't go around singing songs, of course, but in the film, music is vital. And we had songs at the beginning to introduce the film and songs at the end to see the film finished, and little songs in between, bouncy songs and sad songs, and really very important because they emphasize characteristics and they emphasize the mood.
The big difference is between the book, Blinky Bill, and the film, probably that in the film you will see a lot of magnificent songs. Magnificent songs and very beautiful music.
Yoram can be forgiven for being so enthusiastic about the music. The composer, Guy Gross, is his son.
Well, Blinky Bill started for me almost 2 years ago now. I had to begin by writing songs. Nothing can happen until we finish the songs because animators can't animate unless they know the songs to animate. So 2 years ago when the script was being developed, John Palmer and Yoram came up with some fantastic lyrics, and I think we probably have about 6, maybe 7 songs now in the film. Some wonderful music, played lots by banjo, a lot of country music in the film. It's a lot of fun, very up. There's a lot of dance sequences. It's good to see koalas can even dance. There's things like Wombo sings a song, I think, and the old school teacher even gets in there and sings. Everyone almost has a sing at a song, and it's just to show that even animals can sing. I had a lot of fun with that. Then I don't do anything for a couple of years while the rest of the film's finished. The underscore was the important part for me. Well, a lot of the work was the underscore because animation nearly has to be underscored from beginning to end of the film. So most of the scoring took place in my recording studio here. I work electronically with all the equipment around me. Some of the score we went down to Melbourne to record with the Melbourne Symphony, or players from the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. That was a great buzz to hear it with a live orchestra.
The finishing touches include the recording of the incidental music and the creating of special sound effects like trees falling.
Every Australian adult knows about Blinky. It doesn't matter about the age. The older generation have read Blinky, the ones newer have had it read to them by their parents, and now the new lot, the brand new kids, have the film to look at.
No doubt that the film, Blinky Bill, it will be a classic, and it will stay in the memories of kids and adults for years.
Finally, all the different elements have come together, and the result is a joy to watch. A tribute to Yoram Gross and his gifted team of animators, painters, builders, modellers and musicians. And the fulfilment of Dorothy Wall's 50-year-old dream, to see Blinky Bill as a hero of the big screen.
When you're dancing ballet, what do you say? Grit it, grit it, grit it.